Welcome. We're here on the Muskie Sports Blast, and it might be a little different than usual. Usually we're on 90.7 FM, and now we're on the web. And this can be found on YouTube, Vimeo, Orbit Media Online, and also our channel is Orbit Media TV. The interesting thing about this Muskie Sports Blast is it's a video edition, as you can see, and you can obviously hear me too, so it's still audio, which is pretty cool. And it's going to be the last Muskie Sports Blast bowling show of this semester, the spring 2024 semester. And we have some pretty cool big news, and they've been making waves, if that's the saying, whatnot. And the other special thing is these guys are all seniors. Guys and gals are all seniors, and yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool, and hopefully we have more of these later. But yeah, let's just get started. So once again, I'm Sam Pollock. I'll be the host tonight, and I'm joined by Kaylee Hauck, Amore, Ethan Mcdonald, and Logan Karl, all seniors on the men's and women's bowling team here at Muskingum. And we got some pretty big news and a lot to cover because we haven't had any radio shows. So let's just dive right into it. I would love to start maybe a couple weeks ago when you guys were leaving for Kentucky, right? Was it Kentucky? Yep. So let's just start there, and let's talk about your guys' mindsets and like the journey of actually just going to these tournaments. And I can just start. Do you guys want to just go down the line, left to right?
You got it.
Yeah, Logan, you want to go first? So Logan, take it away.
We're going to start with this. Sectionals?
Yeah.
How we got there?
Yeah.
So the way that it works for nationals, they take the top 80 teams in the country and divide them into 4 different sectionals of 20 teams, and then the top 4 qualifiers from each qualify for nationals. So I was not actually on the team for sectionals. I was there as a assistant coach.
Yeah.
And stood with the team and cheered with them, but I was not actually bowling with the team. And they had a pretty good first day, I would say.
Just pretty good.
And was well within the number and just kind of was able to pace the field the rest of the way to make it to nationals.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we bowled very well that first day. Actually, really, truly, that first 16 games was just insane. It felt like we just couldn't miss. I was talking to one of my other friends who ended up making it out of another sectional, and they were like, yeah, we were struggling day one, and then we look at y'all, and y'all were up by 300 pins at y'all's own sectional, and it was like, yeah, that's just it. We just had the look that day, and just kind of were able to cruise the rest of the way. We really didn't have to do too much to keep up with the field the rest of the way, which was really nice.
Yeah, it was interesting too about that first day. It was just so good. We were bowling so good that the rest of the blocks, it didn't seem like we're bowling that good, but in reality we were just pacing the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't feel that way because we were bowling so good earlier.
Right.
It's kind of crazy.
Like, you set the bar so high.
Yeah, we did.
So,
It's kind of like, oh, we're not bowling good, but in reality, oh, I guess we're not moving up or down. We're just staying the same.
Yeah.
So I guess, oh, we are bowling good enough.
They were up like 300 or 400 pins on the cut after the first 16 games, and then just
stayed there basically.
Pretty much were 300 or 400 pins up on the cut by the end.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just kind of leveled out.
And watching them from the girls' side, after the first 16 Bakers, they put it up on the screen, and we were like, oh wow, the boys are still in first. Because normally when they get up there, something usually happens, and they like start to trickle down, but they just kept building and building. And it was fun to hear the other teams, like the other men's teams, when they were talking, they weren't even chasing to win. They were chasing for second because they were up so high. They
already let go.
They already let go of the thought of winning it to just coming in second behind them.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, in reality in that tournament too, it doesn't matter if you come in first or fourth. The only thing that matters is you're at least fourth, because if you're at least fourth, you make the cut, you make the nationals.
Right.
Everyone's on an even playing field when
you
you get there.
It's a whole new tournament after that.
Let's talk about maybe how it feels to be national collegiate champions, like forever. You know, called that here at Muskingum. And we can just go reverse order. So we can start with Kaylee. Just talk to me about your feelings on that. How it feels to kind of be like a mini sports celebrity here on the campus. You know.
It's really cool to know that we pushed for something, for a goal all season, and we actually made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And after last year, watching the boys win, we were like, we definitely don't want to be in the boys' shadows anymore, so we need to pave our own way, and we finally did it. So we're kind of, and then they had to outdo us again this year and go to ITC, but I guess that's okay. We can stay in their shadow for that for now. For now.
Yeah, it was just a good experience winning last year the collegiate club championships, and then going out with a bang this year making the ITC, because the ITCs they're the best of the best in reality. And I always say, like, compare bowling to USBC bowling tournaments to like Division I, because it's literally the best of the best. All the schools in the nation that have a bowling program, they bowl in that, and it's just basically the Division I of bowling.
Yeah.
At that point.
Very cool.
Yeah, I would like to say, like, it was so cool to watch the girls bowl at club, because sadly we kind of did not do very well this year at club. We really didn't. It just one of those unfortunate things, but we still had another tournament, so we were kind of okay with everything, especially since we did win last year. But watching the girls bowl, it was absolutely insane, and then them showing us, like, kind of the way to winning and everything made us feel more confident in ourselves going into ITCs. And then we didn't bowl well day one, or started off, and then all of a sudden we just hit another level and just started. We just all clicked together, and so it was really
overdrive. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's really cool, and then being national champions. I mean, that's the thing that I wanted to do since I was young. I've always wanted. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to college, was because I wanted to be a national champion. So the fact that we are is insane.
Insane. Two things that you were. We'll come back to two things that you mentioned. And Logan, can you also tell me your feelings about this kind of the celebrity question?
I think for me, like, last year when we won, it was kind of weird because, like, you don't know how many people on campus, like, actually know that we won.
Right.
And, like, I don't know if you've kind of felt that this year. Like, it was weird, like, going to class, like, not knowing, like, is everybody going to be like, hey, congratulations? Like, do the professors know? Does any, like, of this, like, other, like, students even know? And, like, hearing a couple people say, like, hey, congratulations, that was cool. That was...
I remember last year when we won, I walked in, going into one of the classrooms. I can't remember what class it was, but it was a professor that I've never met before, never taken his class or anything, and he was like, "Oh, congratulations!" I've never met him before, never seen him before, but he said congratulations to me, like, on a national championship, and I was like, that was just, it was insane. It was so cool to see that. So yeah.
When you think about it, like, most national champions, like, you probably aren't going to school the next day.
Yeah.
Every time that we've won, we come home Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
We are in class Monday morning.
Your schedule for most of your tournaments, and especially the big ones, it's like, what, 2 or 3 straight days of bowling, and can you just tell me your day by day almost?
So, like, club nationals, we left at like noon, I believe, on Friday. So you miss those classes and you're doing homework in the van for 3 or 4 hours, but you have to do what you have to do, and then you bowl. What time did we start on Saturday? Like 7:30.
I want to say that I thought they did awards at 7:30.
Yeah.
And we started like 8:30.
It wasn't very late.
Yeah, so it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock or so. We started on Saturday, and we bowled all the way until 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
Yeah.
By the time the second round got done. And then Sunday, it all depended on, like, what part of the bracket you were in.
Right, because it's scheduled.
Yeah,
right?
so the boys ended up having to be there super early.
Oh.
Well, that's because the men started early regardless.
And the men started early
Yeah.
because there's more teams in the men's division.
And is that good to be early on those days when you're in the bracket, or is that kind of like the starting bracket as well?
I mean, everybody starts at the same time
Yeah.
on the second day for that
Okay.
tournament.
Gotcha.
So it really didn't matter there. But
Yeah.
there's just fewer women's teams, so they was able to start later because they didn't have as many rounds to go through.
Yeah, and then we bowled until, like, I would say 5 or 6 o'clock again by the time the match was over. And
a lot of hours.
Yeah, the boys stuck around and watched us win, and of course Doug took us all out to Texas Roadhouse for steak dinner, because if you win, he buys the team steak dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got home. We drove home.
It's like a very classic kind of thing.
And then, like, ITCs, well, actually just the whole week. We were there for an entire week. One of our teammates, Evan Throw, ended up making it for singles. So we decided that as a team we wanted to go watch him bowl and everything. So we left that Sunday We were there. He practiced on Monday, right? Yeah, practiced on Monday, bowled Tuesday, Wednesday, or no, bowled Tuesday. And then we practiced on Wednesday, and we bowled Thursday, Friday. So it was just, that was an entire week of just being in the bowling alley for 8 hours, 10 hours
Living
a day.
there,
Yeah, we basically were living
yeah.
there, basically. But yeah, especially that tournament, it's long, especially if you have somebody make it to the singles as well. You're just there the entire time, it was really fun, so, yeah.
Do you guys have concession food withdrawal? No, just kidding. But okay, so a couple things that you guys both mentioned. Just talking about like watching the other team. So like the women's team watching the men's team, the men's team watching the women's team. That you guys like enjoy that and actually like support each other. And it's really cool to see that. I know we talk about it quite a bit, but it's really cool to see that kind of like community between the two teams because it's kind of unique. Especially for a shared sport like this. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about that. So, the two teams, you guys got like a special bond. And a lot of other teams, maybe there's some that share it, but a lot of them, again, it's unique. Maybe they don't. So maybe dive a little deeper into what your feelings are about like showing support for each other, like what's going through your head, and what you think actually makes you guys like stand out, like because of that community.
I kind of want to start on this.
Yeah, you did.
I remember my freshman year, we really weren't like this. The girls and guys team kind of just were separated. We just didn't really hang out with the girls team for the most part and stuff like that. And so the fact that we've grown together and we kind of realized, we travel everywhere together, no matter what. We always travel together in the same vans, or if we go like to a museum or something, we're always together. So
right.
Just the fact that we are basically, we're kind of stuck together, I guess you could say. So we've grown together and everything. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I love it. I love being able to watch the girls. We get done bowling early and we just go over there and just watch them for a second, or they're done early and we're in the middle of like our 9th and 10th frame and we just look behind us and we have that support. It's really great. So, yeah.
And Kaylee, do you want to pick it up and so we can get the girls' side as well?
So the girls love cheering on the boys. Like we cheer for every shot in our games. When we are done bowling, like I know at Club Nationals last year when they were in the championship match, we were down there doing our cheers for the boys. And I know they hated it, 100% hated it. But you know what? I don't care. They won and they enjoyed every moment of us being there because we did it together. And this year was very monumental. Like we did a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Like we went to eat together and we used to not do that. We would go shopping together sometimes. Like it was just fun to have everybody together.
To do other than bowling stuff
yeah,
too.
Like
yeah,
you're not just stuck in the bowling center with everybody.
Bowling bubble.
Yeah. You can go eat like normal people and have a conversation that's not about bowling.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty fun to have everybody. And being able to throw, I know for me, my last shot and have a group of 7 boys behind us cheering us on, it was nothing I would ever want to be different.
Awesome. And Andrew and Logan, do you guys have any other thoughts on this as well?
I don't know, I feel like
They
that's,
covered it.
yeah, I was saying, I feel like the fact that we travel, like all of our tournaments are together.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think part of the reason, like he mentioned freshman year, we weren't as close because of COVID, we didn't travel to any big
Yeah.
tournaments.
That's
Co-
also-
It was all just like get up on Saturday and drive to Columbus and bowl for the day and come back.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, like, when we did start school, that COVID was a thing and kind of made it, like, there's just such a difference of, like, college life now to compare to college during COVID, because during COVID, you literally couldn't do anything. There was so many rules, so many stipulations, masks everywhere, couldn't travel anywhere, couldn't have more than 2 people in a room. We couldn't even be sitting this close together.
Yeah, you were just we were in the news.
Yeah, we were
you
just talking about that. Yeah, it was
mentioning
like,
it.
dang.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you guys have it so easy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's just so different. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, dang, this is
Back
weird.
in my day, you know.
Yeah, back in my day.
we didn't even get our first semester freshman year, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even get to bowl that, so.
And even like sectionals freshman year, we drove, we're
That's-
supposed to go to
that's a good
Tennessee.
story, yeah.
We're supposed to go to Tennessee, we drove 7 hours, and then we got a phone call that one of the people had tested positive, so we had to turn around. So I was like 15 hours in the van that
Yeah, I
day.
think you guys mentioned that.
Nothing,
that sounds like a
nothing beats the
nightmare.
phone call because the boys drove past our exit and I wasn't here yet. Andrew called and was like, "Can you tell my dad to come get me from the gas station? They're just
Yeah.
gonna drop me off."
Because they're sending us all home anyways to quarantine, so if I just go home there, I save the hour and 40 minutes back
Oh.
to school, and then I'd have to just turn around and drive back an hour and 40 minutes there,
Yeah,
so it's
that
like,
makes sense.
might as well just stay.
We
Wait,
just
so you
picked
just
him up.
were-
We just picked him up at the gas
Yeah.
station.
She's like a stray puppy, like.
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, 1 a.m.
Exactly like-
yeah.
It's crazy.
We kind of talked about you guys' your relationships between the two teams, and we talked about how you guys felt about winning. You guys had this crazy bowling career, and like you just said, like it started out really rough, and maybe from what you said, it almost sounds like you got the short end of the stick, and probably started with like not a lot of hope for it to grow. You're like, okay, this is what it is, whatever. But now it's really cool. Like you guys are champions, which is crazy, and especially for being like a senior and having it kind of like your epitome. But anyway, this goes back to my original question, like rambling on for 3 minutes about it, and talk a little bit more about what it truly means to like end this way, especially from such rough beginnings that are out of your control, right? So, anybody want to start?
So right out of high school, I graduated in 2019. I went to Wilmington College for a year, and I played softball there. So I was actually in Fort Myers, Florida, when the world shut down for 2 weeks. So my first ever and only collegiate softball career was yanked from underneath us and never got to finish. So I took a gap year, and it was actually when Andrew came up here for his freshman year. And I came up here once, and he was like, "Let's go bowl a tournament at Legacy," and I was like, "Okay." I didn't bowl a lot at that time. Didn't really own more than one bowling ball, I don't think. So I did really good at that tournament. Ended up being on the pair with Jones, and Jones was like, "Will you come bowl for me?" I was like, "Sure." Didn't take much, but
Yeah.
I never pictured myself being here. Definitely pictured the national champion part being from a softball field, but bowling's a lot better. You make way more money this way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Honestly, I didn't think we would have the success we've had being a
Yeah.
small school, and just the way our school was small and the resources we have. There's a little bit limited compared to the other bigger schools, especially the ones that have facilities on their own campus. And
Right.
that. But yeah, I never expected to see the success we have. It's honestly kind of amazing to see like what we could make out of our situations and challenges and get to where we are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to say I could picture it, but in reality, you kind of can't. Like, what you want to do. You want to do, like, for me, example, I wanted to be a national champion. That's the goal that I set for myself. But you don't really, like Andrew was talking about, with us being a small school and everything, I wanted us as a group, as our class, basically, to just make something grow.
Right.
Out of
Make
the
something
school.
out
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
And so the fact that we did it that quickly was insane. Like, we went from a team that
It's
just
impressive, yeah.
barely made it to club nationals every year,
Mhm.
and clubs pretty easier to get to. And I mean, we went from a team like that to a team that's one of the top 3 teams every year at club nationals, basically. And so to say that we've been able to accomplish that as a class with, of course, the lower class, the underclassmen and everything helping us out too. It's crazy. You can't picture it, or you can picture it in your mind, but to actually have it happen is really cool. So.
I was gonna say, I remember like after the women won this year, Ethan and I don't remember if we were walking out or just kind of like hanging out in the back, but he was like, would you have ever thought freshman year that like both teams would have won, let alone one team? It was like, probably not, no. Like, I don't know that I would have guessed that either team, let alone both.
And then we started talking about if we made a futures bet and parlayed
Yeah,
together with
sports
both
bet.
teams winning, we'd be all millionaires right now.
We're not gonna lie, yeah.
Speaking of bets, I hear that you guys play You like to play some poker to loosen up before your tournaments, right?
Yes.
Poker and blackjack.
Blackjack.
You can watch all the other teams go up to the lanes and everything, do like stretches and stuff. We're sitting in the back with cards the entire
Yep.
time. And so it's a weird dynamic, but it works for us.
It is so funny to watch all these other teams are out there like stretching, doing uniform, jumping
And
jacks,
you
and our
guys are
boys
like,
have got cards out, playing at the table, playing
Bridging.
blackjack.
Even with the girls too, because we played Uno when the
Yeah.
girls were going into the finals, and we were waiting on the team
The
that they
losers
were-
bracket
to finish up so we could see who they were going against. We're all sitting in a circle playing Uno. So it was just, it's the same thing for both teams. We don't really do the stretching thing. We just gotta lay low until we got a bowl, and then
We
we
just
just
kinda
turn on the
wing it.
switch. Yeah,
Yeah,
we just turn the
just wing it.
switch on when we need to. So
We have fun.
yeah.
Yeah, and so it's been a journey, obviously. So we did talk about the journey and everything, and we were kind of talking about building the program up and obviously that sort of thing. But we were talking about the program being built up, and we were talking about what your goals and everything that you've left on the table. Not this table, but the table. And I wanted to talk about like what you think. If you could define your legacy, if you could try to do that for me, that might be a hard question, or maybe like an idea that you want to just, people coming in, you want them to know that like this is what I left here, like this part is what I did, right?
I mean,
You
yeah,
take your
I
time.
can. I feel like
There's no dead air.
I feel like the biggest answer is just like hard work. I mean,
Mhm.
just working hard every day. I at least for me personally, I live in a bowling alley. I bowl tournaments on weekends when we don't have a college tournament. I'm always at practice. I always just want to better my game and stuff like that. And so, I guess probably just hard work, and just dedicate yourself. If you dedicate yourself to something, especially a sport, you can create amazing things out of it. So that's
So
probably what it would be.
That would kind of be like your advice as well.
Oh,
So then, is that also kind of like, Ethan Mcdonald, like he was a hard worker, he's determined, and he was determined to
At least I hope so.
make a
Yeah.
name for himself.
Yeah, like
okay.
that's what I would kind of hope.
And
so.
that's kind of what I
Yeah.
want to go with this question
Yeah.
as well. Like, what we don't have to focus on like what are people going to say about
Yeah.
you, because that's superficial, whatever. But yeah, you answered it pretty well. Yeah, so hardworking and be determined. It's not gonna. You can have the goal, but it's not gonna do anything if you'll
if
need
you're
a
lackluster.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Oh,
need
yeah.
a miracle unless you put in the work.
Oh yeah.
And then you might still need a miracle, depending. But does anybody want to jump in here?
Yeah, just show up,
Show up.
get it your all, don't complain.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
I like your answer, but by the way, because you've been on the show a bunch of times, I always like your answers because it's like, so how do you feel about winning the championship? He's like, good, really good, and he's like, show up, don't complain. What was the other one?
Show up, don't complain, and give it your all.
Give it your all.
Yeah. I mean, what else can you do?
Very to the point. The biggest piece for me is like, you may not think you're gonna get very far, but like anything can happen. Like I said, when I came here, I had bowled in one tournament ever,
Mm-hmm.
maybe two, if I was lucky. I had 3 bowling balls to my name, that was it, and I couldn't hit the head pin. And now I can say I'm a national champion and was the MVP of the collegiate club national championship. So anything can happen. Like they said, it goes along with them. You just have to want it. You have to go after it. Work hard for it.
Anything can happen if you work to make it happen, right? Too.
Mhm.
So yeah. Logan.
Like, I'm not the most physically talented on the team, so like I've spent my whole career pretty much on JV until somehow it feels like every year, come like club nationals, sectionals, suddenly it's like, you know what, we're taking Logan. So I think it's just like be like a good teammate and be friends with everybody, and sometimes you can get, a ring for winning the national championship.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, because you just put yourself down. There was something else you mentioned earlier. About being the assistant, because you kind of mentioned this before, where like you weren't technically there as a team member. You were an assistant coach. I want to talk about that here in just a moment. You just put yourself down so a couple of times, kind of, not really. But Logan's been the team member that everybody kind of wants to be around, right? This is according to the coaches and everybody else, so you can't say anything about it. And you found yourself with the varsity at like the big moments. Obviously, like you were on it this time,
Yeah.
and you won.
Right.
So that's really special. And maybe you guys can give us some more perspective about what he's added to the team, or like some of those specific moments that he's been there and what he's added.
He's level-headed, and he finds a role. He finds a role to play within the team, and I mean that role has been morale. It really hasn't been on the lanes, but Logan's okay with that, and to be able to say like, okay, I'm not gonna bowl, but I'm still gonna go support the team. That's a great attitude to have.
Yeah.
Like, just have that extra support,
Yeah, that's important. Because you could be, a downer.
Yeah, you could be
If
down,
you
like, oh,
really-
I'm not gonna bowl. There's no point in going.
Yeah, that's.
Well, why would I do this? But
that would hurt everybody.
He's just there to support,
Because like for ITCs, he was a part of our team. He was our 7th man, but for club nationals, he was technically our 9th guy because we had 8 guys go. And the fact that he decided to just go in general, even though he knew he wasn't going to bowl, he just wanted to go and support us no matter what. He was down there on the lanes and stuff. It's incredible, like just I can't think of the words right now. But I mean, this guy, Logan's been my best friend since day one being up here. So it's just been, it's always great to have him as a teammate, as a friend, just being down there on the lanes with us. It's always awesome. So.
Logan, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I feel like for me, and I think some of them would agree, like, we talked earlier, like, the bond between, like, the men's and women's teams and, like, doing stuff together. I feel like almost that sometimes is more fun than the bowling itself.
Yeah.
Because bowling can be a very frustrating sport.
Yeah.
So for me, like, even if I don't get to bowl as much as everybody else, like, I'm still there for the, the other stuff outside the bowling alley. And I'm still there with the team, for the good moments. So, I mean, it's still fun.
Still get to be a part.
Yeah, I'm still there with my friends having fun, wherever we're going and traveling.
I think it was funny, everybody's reaction as soon as you said that. Like, bowling could be the hard, frustrating.
Bowling's a very
Not
frustrating sport.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Sometimes you just.
Yeah, like at sectionals when we had it was fun, and at club when we didn't bowl very well, it was very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very frustrating to be a spectator, just
Yep.
from the different perspective.
Everybody's got a Logan in their life, and except Logan, I guess. So no person's journey. We've been talking a lot about your guys' journey. Again, you're seniors. It's going to happen. No person's journey is taken alone, and I just want to know if there's anybody that you want to basically shout out, but maybe it's a little more than a shout out. Acknowledge that they've helped you get this far and. Or they've supported you, or whatnot?
I definitely have several. My grandparents did not. They missed one tournament all season.
Mm-hmm.
They went to every Tier 1, every OVC in Columbus. They only missed Chicago because they were afraid of being snowed in and missing their trip that they were leaving for directly after Chicago. So that was but they watched every live stream. They didn't miss a beat. They knew exactly what was going on. My sister is very important to me. She calls me every day after a match or game. Like, I think right now she's playing softball, so it's very important that I can be the role model for her, to show her to be the best you can be. And then I guess Andrew counts too.
Oh, I
listens.
guess.
I guess he counts too.
Yeah.
I come home complaining a lot, which we all heard earlier. It's one of those things that he doesn't like to hear, is the complaining. But sometimes if he just listens and let it go, I feel better. So and then Ethan's helped me along the way, and Logan too. Me and Logan used to fight every day.
That was
Every day. I'm not gonna lie. Every day.
We would keep a tally of how many days we could go in a streak without fighting, and that would never really got more than 5 there for a while. So
How many days are you at now?
a while.
Couple years.
Yeah.
Couple years now, all of a sudden.
We've done really good. So
It's like 400 days since last accident or something.
Yeah, it really was like
Since
that for a
work-related death. Or, oh boy.
but like
Yeah.
with these guys right here, they mean the world to me. To be able to graduate with them and push myself to get out early to be with them was very special. So couldn't have done it without them.
And right before we move on, you and Andrew have a special event planned, right? For August. Just because he's one of the people you acknowledge, I'm just going to ask you. So what's the event? What's the
Tell
event?
Mayor?
Oh yeah, we're getting married.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah. So back to talking about the people that have helped you along the way, your acknowledgments and that sort of thing.
All right, so I would have to thank my family first off for all the support they give with like practicing and like bowling equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
They helped me out with that a lot. And I have to say my teammates and friends, all the support they give.
Quick, straight to the point.
Straight to
As
the
always.
point. Don't want to forget anybody, so no individual
No
names.
funny business. No funny
No funny
business.
business here.
All right. And I'll go Logan and then Ethan.
All right.
Jump around a little.
I guess I'll start with my parents for encouraging me to bowl and everything, and definitely my high school coach, because I would never have started bowling if he didn't start the team. Very coincidentally, my freshman year he started the team, and I was like, oh, like me and my friends in high school were like, that sounds like fun. We'll give it a shot. And now I'm here, which is pretty cool. No expectations of anything when I started bowling. We just, that sounds fun. So definitely want to thank like my friends in high school and my high school coach for getting me into bowling. And my friends and teammates here for taking me to tournaments.
Yeah.
Even though I don't get to bowl at all because I'm not as good as that.
Okay.
wow.
Whoa. We just built you up. Come on, man.
Like I said, no, they take me because I'm fun to be around.
Yeah.
I understand that I'm not
That's
as
good.
good. I'm fine with it.
That's a
what-
different talent.
And that's what makes Logan great. He's okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't beg to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh man, I have too many people. I have so many people that
You get some of them umbrella term like Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, family. Like my
Yeah.
mom, being a single mother, she's helped me through just about everything. Every sport. She was not expecting me to do bowling my freshman year, start bowling my freshman year, and just the fact that she still supported me through that was amazing. Let's see, my grandmother and grandfather. My grandfather's basically been my father figure that I've had my entire life. So that their support is always great. My aunt and her boyfriend have always been supportive of me, and I mean they're even coming to my graduation even though they don't have to, and I'm just glad they are because it just gives me more support.
It's always a plus.
Coaches, just because even Jones saw something in me that not every coach saw. Actually, almost every coach didn't see out of me, and just the fact that he trusted me to be able to help this team out is great because I really wasn't getting very many people coming to me and wanting me to be a bowl on their team. Let's see, my girlfriend back home, we've been together through all 4 years of college still. And
Congrats on that.
yeah, I don't know how. It's been being 7.5 hours away. It's been a long and hard journey, but we've still been together. And then probably the last person that I can think of is I want to try not to cry. My cousin who passed away when I was it's been a while now, but he taught me so much, and just with sports and just with being with life and everything else. And he never actually got to see me bowl. I started my freshman year, and he had passed for a few years by then. But still, just I know he's always been there for me, and just always been there with me through every step of the way. And being able to have him be able to, he was in my cap. Like a picture of him was in my cap for when I graduated high school, and he will be there again when I graduate for college in the next week. So just that, and then of course friends, family, everybody else that supports me. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I have a lot of supporters. It is great. So
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Of course.
No.
Of course. That's awesome. I have this little note here instead of a question. It's more of a note or a statement from the coaches since they write this. But they just wanted to say that they want to express their immense gratitude for everything that you all have done for them and the program. And like we said, you guys, tried to give it your all. Don't complain. Showing up. and building it up from rocky beginnings with COVID and everything like that, and putting it on the map, putting a small school like Muskingum on the map, and being a part of this bigger thing. And they wanted to say it's only because of great people like yourselves that this team has been able to succeed, that both teams have been able to succeed to the level that it has. They want to say congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
that's
coaches.
it's always good. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, coaches. Yes, and it's always good to hear the congratulations, and like you guys were saying before, and the recognition as well. And now you can take that and have it forever, which is cool. So and make history and that sort of thing. So Ethan, you're officially a professional bowler now.
Yes.
Tell me that, and then tell me what your aspirations are.
Okay. So basically, you just have to average 200 for an
Okay.
entire year in like a sanctioned league.
Okay, cool.
Be in good standing and just standing with like the USBC and everything, and then just kind of know that you're taking away your rights as like an amateur, so you can't bowl amateur events anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but this is what I want.
But it's also like a prestige,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is cool. So does that also mean, does that kind of put you on, not a roster really, but like put you on like a list for being in like the televised events and things to be part of, like to get paid and that
Yeah.
sort of thing?
Yes, it does. There's this thing called regionals,
Okay,
which is
yeah.
kind of like the stepping stone to go into like the big tour.
Yeah.
And you can bowl those as many as you want and everything, and just kind of your stepping stone into being the big tour PBA professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also like once you get up there, you get like an exemption basically to bowl any tournament. You have to be, I think this year is going to be top 43,
Mhm.
which I won't be able to do that this year, but hopefully next year.
Yeah.
But basically you sign up for it, and as long as you have all the credits and everything, you're
Like your
good
little
to be-
requirement,
yeah.
like the
Oh,
averages
yeah,
and
the
stuff.
average
Okay,
and
yeah.
everything. But yeah, and then aspirations. I mean, I could say I want to be a PBA Hall of Famer.
Okay,
That would be
yeah.
great. But
That's your
no.
goal, right?
Yeah. That is technically the goal.
Make it
but
happen.
I think just kind of show that somebody from a smaller town, like I was, a smaller school, you don't have to go to a big school to be able to get to where you want to be.
And make an impact.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
make an
yeah.
impact. I don't have to make a lot of TV shows. I don't have to win a lot. I just want to prove to myself that I do belong there, and I can make it out there. But prove to other people that hopefully one day they have those same aspirations that I do, that they can do it, and just put your head down and just keep going for it. So
Very
yeah.
cool. It's really cool to see that it doesn't just end here. Like it may be the closing chapter of Muskingum and bowling with the Muskingum bowlers and on your teams, but you guys are getting married. You got a professional bowling career and a good steady long distance relationship with your girlfriend too. And you got an extra semester and more plans. You'll be making more money than all these dudes, all these people combined. So. That'll be your aspiration, right? But yeah, so thanks for coming on and this like special MSB broadcast kind of thing. Not broadcast, video. Is there any quick closing statement, remark? Yeah?
Thanks for supporting all of us all the time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming on the show. Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you. Maybe I'll see you, Logan. You can come on the show more than one time, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching our Muskie Sports Blast here on MSB TV. Once again, it will be available on YouTube and Vimeo at Orbit Media TV, and there will be links on orbitmediaonline.com, our website. Once again, you can listen to our regularly scheduled weeknight broadcasts of the Muskie Sports Blast on 90.7 FM for a bunch of other different teams as well. But we'd like to wish all our seniors from the men's and women's bowling teams good luck and congratulations on their championship win, and congratulations on graduating as well. So Good luck. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.